Hello there. Welcome to the Drifting Spore. I'm Steve. It's the day after the big old hurricane that wasn't. We were supposed to have a hurricane last night and yesterday. It didn't really turn into much more than a rainstorm. So today's the day after. I've noticed sometimes in Nova Scotia, after a storm like that, you'll get a whole bunch of mushrooms pop up, seemingly overnight. So I thought this afternoon would be a great time to get in the woods. I'm up to Chickadee Rock and have a look around. I mean, on the way in, we already saw really amazing mushrooms. We caught one of the Hericium species down there. I'll have to look in my book to see which kind. I don't think it's bear's head tooth. It might be the corallides or however that's pronounced. Anyway, my book will tell me. Very cool find. Lots of mushrooms everywhere. The hygroscibes are on the go. There's coral everywhere this year. I see coral everywhere I go. I can see it right now. I can see a bolete from here. There's all kinds of mushrooms. So every time I go in the woods, I'm learning right now, and I love that. So I also came for another reason, which is going to be a bit of a surprise here in a few minutes. I'm going to test out something I made, and we'll see how that goes. So I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, we're going to have a bite to eat and stuff too while we're here. We're here for a little while this afternoon. I got a few hours to spare. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so my first order of business, as always, is going to be to get my pack hung up. Off the ground, everything's soaked. It rained a bunch last night. Although not hurricane a bunch, just a rain. So, I've got for that task, right here, my lovely old school clip strap. This is a real toothy one. They don't make them like this anymore. A good friend gave me this, and I've been using it for this task ever since, and it works really well, if it's long enough for this one. So, I'm just gonna lob my bag right up there. Is he long enough? Oh, he's not long enough for this tree. We need a different tree, a skinnier tree. Okay, 1 second. I think this guy will do. Let me move you so you can see me hang this thing. Okay, let me see. This tree looks like he should be skinny enough. I just cleaned off some of these dead branches off the bottom. So let's try this again. So, fire my bag up here. Get my strap through. Get around so I can see what I'm doing. And there we go. My pack is hung very nicely off the ground. Perfect. So, it's fairly hot here. I'm quite warm from the walk in. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to cool off, have a little look around. I can see blue sky up through the trees. That looks nice. The little creek is running hard there from all the rain. It's a nice afternoon in the woods. Okay, I want to get right to my experiment. And I'm going to be experimenting with something I just made recently, just last week in fact. And to complete this experiment, I need my trusty world famous saw. So I need two poles. Two poles, not super long, waist high from the ground maybe. Anyway, two poles, pretty sturdy. And I'll go see if I can find those. And then I'll bring you back for next steps. I'm not ready to tell you what it is yet. Soon. It might not work. This could be a complete fail. Let me just qualify these statements. It was an idea I had, and when I have an idea, if that idea excites me, I like to do it and go for it and follow it through for as far as I can, right? So this is one of those ideas that hit me, and I'll tell you the story before we set it up, but it hit me and I'm following it through because it got me really excited, and that's what I'm doing. So I'll bring you back. I need 2 poles. I don't know how long, maybe chest high. We'll see. Be back in a minute. So I was over here looking for poles for my experiment. I found something else. And I've been finding this quite a bit lately. Seems to be conditions are just right for it. This is about the 3rd or 4th time this week I found a beautiful flush of turkey tail. Well, the stick is just, I guess it's a trunk of a dead sapling. It's just loaded. See how it's white underneath? Pure white underneath. Smooth. That's turkey tail. If you don't know what turkey tail is, by all means, just give it a quick Google. You'll probably appreciate learning a bit about this one. Try to get a good picture of it. Very nice. This will stay here today because I have all kinds of turkey tail right now. I have a little bit of excess turkey tail. So I'll use it over the winter in my tea and tincture. And I've got enough now to make a couple rounds of tincture and enough for tea for the entirety of the winter, I'd say. But I mean, I've been finding so much of it lately. I might end up harvesting a little bit more just because it is so special. Take a far away picture of it. Okay, back to my experiment. Okay, so trying to think about how best to do this. And at this point, I pretty well got to let the cat out of the bag and get on with showing yous. Now, I've cut 2 poles, lashed them together. I don't think it would hurt horribly if I lashed that around the tree, but I don't think that's going anywhere. And I might have to adjust in a second. So, on my last drift, uh, a subscriber had commented about my bushcraft chair. And I had commented on one of his videos, actually, and he had mentioned that I might want to look into getting a hammock chair because I had just a piece of canvas in a triangle that I was carrying for a tripod chair. Make your own tripod, away you go. It worked good, but as you saw in a previous video last year, I had that chair right here and I almost lost my supper. I went and sat on the chair and it fell back. I think it was on an overnighter. And man, my pan went flying. I almost lost my supper, but I didn't. I got to eat. So that chair has betrayed me a time or two in the past. So I thought, well, in that comment that my subscriber friend had mentioned about the hammock chair, I said, and I don't know if he thought I was serious or not, I said, I've been thinking about that lately as I have an old pair of coveralls that I think will do the trick. So now you might be wondering, how on earth could an old pair of coveralls do anything, right? And well, here's what I've done. So I cut the leg off the coveralls. I left a hole going through here, right, which will be the bottom, the seat, and this here, I'm hoping will be the back to this chair. So let's hang it and see what happens. I have no idea if this is going to hold me or what. Not a clue. And I'm guessing we're going to need to do some configuring once I get this going. Wonder, I don't really have enough paracord to go right around everything, do I? And I kind of want that to hang down. I'm going to do something I wasn't thinking I would do. So I'm going to tie off right to this piece of my pole, this top piece. I'm going to throw some half hitches in that. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's 3 half hitches. I don't think that's going anywhere. So now, all I should need is a crossbar. So, my staff is pretty long. I don't think I need something that long. These are actually poles I had cut from my other chair. He's got some sharp, pointy edges there, though. I should get rid of those before I do much of anything else. Just a sec, let me grab old Choppy. Now, see if I can get old Choppy knock these sharp points off. Not bad. Not bad at all there, old Choppy. So, I'll put him over here for a sec. Now, does this pole even span the distance? Yes, it does. It's kind of close, though. So, let's poke this through there, through the bottom part of my chair. Everything's dirty. I don't much care. So, now, does that ever look sketchy? Couple thoughts. I'm thinking maybe it should be longer poles so you can get out further. Maybe. Well, only one thing to do. This chair is meant for relaxation. Yeah, you guys can see me if I go down here, so let's give her a try. So this is my coverall leg hammock chair. Now I hear something sounding like it's not wanting to hold. I haven't put my full weight on this yet. There we go. Oh. Okay. Well, the poles are up against my shoulders. Oh, baby. So the poles are touching my shoulders. I would need far longer poles, I'd say. This works nice, though. I mean, I can lean back. That's no problem. Just my shoulders are getting a little wet because everything's wet. So, I'm going to call this, I'm comfy. I'm really comfy. And it's holding me. I just sewed this all together with the inside strands of paracord so that my threads, my sewing should be nice and strong. I worry about these ends are a little short. I could see that flying off. So I might actually, I mean, as long as I don't get too crazy, it should be okay. Whew, how nice. All right. Something keeps popping in there, but there we go. That is my nice homemade coverall leg portable hammock chair. I don't know what it is about me. When I get these ideas, it's really hard for me not to just follow them through as far as I can take them. So that should be a nice comfy place for me to have my supper. Perfect. Not too far, and look at this. What is all that? Look, it actually peeled off there a little bit. It's under the moss. That's pretty cool. I'll get a picture of that, the way the sun's shining in there. And there's some mushrooms here too, of course. Grab a quick picture of him. It's turning into a beautiful afternoon. Man, oh man, so much of this coral this year. You see it everywhere. That's like yellow spindles or something. Believe me, I'm no expert at mushrooms. I know a few I know, and I'm learning about the ones I don't. So up until this year, I hadn't really seen corals before. Just a beautiful little spot. It's a little swampy area. Very nice. Okay, so it's only shortly after 3 p.m., but I'm going to get started on supper. I'm the type of dude, I know most people are not like me, and don't take this as advice or anything. I'm just telling you what I do, and I very rarely, very, very rarely would eat more than once a day. So during work days, it's a little different. Monday to Friday, I will have a bagel in the morning, and then nothing else until supper, and then a little bit of snack later on at night, like 9 o'clock at night. So I'm not into the 3 meals a day plus snacks. So it doesn't hurt me at all to have my supper shortly after 3, and it's going to take me a while to cook. So let's start unbagging some stuff here and see what we got. So we got my mug. That's got nothing to do with supper. That's for after supper. I got gloves, because you should never play with fire without gloves. I get this out now. I've got my sitting pad. I have my nice hammock chair for relaxing, eating, having coffee in. Sitting pad for sitting here cooking. So, what's in here? Oh, using these reusable bags you get from the grocery store. Or this one's a dollar store one, I guess. So this one contains all my stuff, all my cooking stuff, my stove, everything is in there. So, I need some place to put my elastic bands. I'm going to put them way up here. Remember, the elastic bands are hanging from that branch, because I'm sure there'll be a few of them. So this here should be, yep, that's my feed bag. So that's my supper there. And we have my canteen cup with canteen full of water, fresh water brought from home, so I don't have to worry about boiling water. And it's just me here, so I don't need very much water. And that's it for the contents of my bag for what I need for supper. So let's reposition you guys and get the stove set up and ready to go. Okay, let's get to unpacking some stuff. I'm going to put my sitting pad right here for a second. And canteen cup. Go over here for a second. Yeah, I want to be sitting somewhere comfy to deal with the stove. So there's my stove bag. I brought a frying pan with me with a lid. Just going to stick that bag there for now. Got my coffee making stuff in there. Just going to put that there for now. Oh, let's cover that up so no dirt gets in there. Now let's work on the stove. I brought my Coolan's folding stove. So last time I used this, I used it just to boil water back at the confluence there. And I was really impressed with how this stove worked in conjunction with my methyl hydrate beer can stove, my little hobo stove. So tonight, I'm going to give cooking my entire supper a try on it. See how that goes. There we go. That's perfect right there. I got my methyl hydrate there. I'll put it over here for a sec. I've got my homemade stove right there. So this here, I'm gonna put this bag somewhere so it doesn't blow away. Right here seems to be a good spot to stuff things. And I'm gonna need my fire lighting kit. Now that stove seems pretty level right there. I don't think I can make that much better. I don't think I can. So make sure you guys are catching all that. We'll get this show on the road. Oh yeah, you guys can see that. Okay, we're rocking and rolling. Let's get this stove out. This is just my pretend snuff cap. I don't actually use that. That just holds everything together in here. So this here is just a water chestnut can that I've drilled holes in. I think this provides a little bit of wind protection for my stove. This is my beer can stove. Super simple to make. I made a video about how to make these, and I found this, to be really super efficient. Works really good. Hopefully today is not the day it doesn't work really good. Put this elastic band up on my branch. So now I like running this beer can stove inside of another can, just because when you're filling these, you spill methyl hydrate, and I like to have the methyl hydrate inside the can and not all over the place. So, put my frying pan over here. Now, because I'm cooking a meal, I'm going to want to get this stove full. Will be my plan. Oh, and I need one more thing. Where's my... Did I forget it? Hopefully I didn't forget it. No, I feel it. I need my fire lighting kit. My ferro rod is in it. Not that I don't have a Bic lighter, I do. But I don't see any reason I'm going to need to use it. Okay, let's fill her up and get things going here. As soon as I get this stove going. Now, this time as well, I'm going to run my crossbars on this stove. Last time I felt like the heat would have been better for boiling water anyway if this were on the stove, providing that much more height off the top of this burner. But we'll see. I got gloves. If it's not working out, I can move it all around. You can go there. You can go here. My loony's here. Okay, let's fill her up. I better reposition you guys before I fill it, because once it's full, I'm going to light it. Okay. Carefully open my methyl hydrate. Gonna just start filling it. I don't mind if methyl hydrate spills inside of this can. It'll light and burn, and it's just going to help the stove get going even better. Once it starts holding methyl hydrate in the top, that's when you know you got them full. It's holding just a little bit there. So I'll finish him off. Give him another little splash. There we go. That's taken not quite half my methyl hydrate, so I would have another full cook in there. I'm suspecting I might need to fill this more than once to achieve supper, but I don't know. Okay, let's get this lit. So, I'll take my knife out. I'm going to center that in the in the can there. I'm going to put it inside of my little coolant stove, which is actually, could be a little bit more level. There we go. That's not too bad. So I can just close this door. Maybe. Not that it matters. I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, let's throw some sparks in this. And it's lit. I'm going to let it heat up for a second. And then I'm going to chuck my loony in. In that second, I'll put away my ferro rod and my fire kit. Now that's burning already. Very nice. So I'm going to drop my loony in. Ooh, I almost got it dead center that time. There we go. And that will just help force the alcohol out the jets. It's a little bit breezy here today, but I'm hoping using this Coolan's box stove is gonna prevent that wind from really affecting my cooking. Okay. There we go. Okay, the stove's going. Time to get it on. I'll move you guys just a little bit while that's getting hot. Okay, now I should have had everything out so I'm not wasting alcohol, but here we are. So I've got in this one all my food, and I got my food in this grocery store reusable bag, and I've got a plastic bag inside of this with an ice pack, keeping everything nice and cool. Because I do have perishables in here. So I got one thing of food, I got two things of food. These here Bear Complex tubs were given to me, and what a great gift, man. They come in super handy all the time. So I got a full stick of garlic butter. So that's going on there. Now my plastic bag in my reusable bag there is going to act as a garbage bag. So don't worry about litter. Litter is not happening here. That stove is not, well, I guess it might be the bars that aren't super level. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm putting in that entire block of garlic butter. Like I say, there's my garbage bag now. I'm just going to let that melt. Move this methyl hydrate right now too. Put it over here. So I need my fork now. So that seems to be frying pretty good there. Ooh, that's tippy. Gotta be careful of that. Okay, that's a lot of garlic butter going on right there. That's great. That's what I want. So, before that butter's even melted all the way, I'm going to throw in my meat. I got steak. A couple of not very expensive steaks that I grabbed at the grocery store. Yeah, I'm going to put this lid on. Let that happen. Woo! Smells good already. Can't beat garlic butter, can you? Yeah, you can probably guess what's in here, hey? Vegetables. Yeah, it's fogging up my glasses. I can't see a thing. Onion, red and orange and yellow pepper. Stove's still going pretty good. Hopefully I can get this cooked in one shot and I don't have to fill the stove again. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. All right. I think, there we go. Stove's just going out there now. I let the food run right to the end. Everything appears to be cooked. Vegetables could have been done more, but it was the steak that I'm worried about. So it's fully cooked, I would say. Looks good to me. So now, ooh, let's try. So here's hoping that my chair does not fail me now with my supper in my hand. Oh man, that's nice. Oh, I should get a glove to put my supper on. All right, let's get comfy. I'm definitely, whew, there we go. Gaining confidence in this chair. I like the little bit longer crossbeam down there. So I got steak, basically boiled in garlic butter, peppers and onions. Let's see what we got here. The steak is cooked. It's actually quite tender. What a view, man. Hmm. Ooh, it's hot. Oh, it turns out I got a pan full of goodness right here. Peppers are just al dente, just nice. The onions are just nice. And the meat is tender and nice. It's all swimming in garlic butter. I mean, what more could you ask? Mm. Well, I'm just going to finish my supper here. It's really good. Better than I expected. And I'll bring you back. I'm going to have a coffee or a tea, coffee, I think, after supper and chill out even some more because it's still early. Right on. There we go. Not the healthiest meal, but definitely tasty. I wouldn't normally boil things in garlic oil. Garlic butter, I mean. Today's an exception. It was good. Now that I got that done, I'm going to clean up and get a coffee on the go. Let's get working on that now. Belly's full. Time for a coffee. So quiet. Just the stream running, wind in the trees. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And just like supper, I'm going to sit right here in my pant leg hammock chair, my coverall leg hammock chair, and enjoy a coffee once I get it made. So let's get at that. Okay, the stove should be, yeah, nice and cool now. It's been a while since I ate. So we're just going to repeat the process again. I'm going to get my water ready. Like I mentioned in previous videos, I like to fill my cup, my mug first, just like that, nice and full. Then I like to put that, dump that right into my canteen cup. That way I've got a measured amount of water. I know I'm not boiling water I don't need to. Kind of saves me some time. I had a bad habit of boiling way more water than I needed, and it took a lot longer. Okay, so let's get this stove filled up again. And I'm going to need my fire lighting kit again. There we go. Woo, that stove sucks it right up. Yeah, it's still going. There we go, it's coming out the jets there now. That looks like it's going to hold. Yeah, it's holding now, so I'll just top it up a little bit more. There we go, just like last time. This time too, I used the bars for frying, but I took them off at the end when the stove started waning, so I could catch the last bit of heat off the stove. I'm going to use the bars again for my canteen cup. So let's get him poked in here. Just like that, we'll close our door. But I heard something. I don't see nothing though. Might have been a frog, actually. So I got my coin ready. Throw some sparks in there. There we go, that's lit. Go back in there. Just gonna let that heat up for a second. Then I'll drop my loonie in. I never ever drop this in perfect. Nope, way offside that time. Go. Center that stove up. You gotta watch because your knife will be on fire when you pull it out of there. Now let's drop the bars on. Let's get the canteen cup cooking. There we go. While that's cooking, I will get my coffee ready too. Got one of these collapsible coffee pour over devices. Find it works really, really good. Quite happy with that. That was just an Amazon purchase. I've showed just before, but I always bring my sugar and coffee in these little mint tins. I'll throw some sugar in the bottom of that. That'll be lots. I got a couple filters to go in my pour over device. Just gonna put him right there. I'm just gonna stuff it in there. Any old way will do. Just try to make sure the top is up. There we go. So I don't want grounds. Well, that water's already starting to bubble. Awesome. So I found one of these mint tins, these little flip lid ones. If you fill this with coffee, that's pretty good for 1 cup of coffee. So that's just random luck that that worked out that way. There we go. So I've got my spoon here. There. Nothing left to do but let the water boil. Spoon's ready. I'll bring you back when that's ready to happen. You got bubbles coming in the cup. I really like that being elevated a little bit higher. Let's see if I can move that just a bit more over top of the stove. There we go. That looks pretty good there. Flames going all around the cup. That should boil in no time. Oh, look, there's something floating in there. Oh well, filter will take that out. All right, we got the steam coming. We got the bubbles rising. Bubbling hard there now. I like the bars being on this stove. Getting it up a little bit higher off the top of this Coolin's box stove. There we go. There's the hard boil right there. Very nice. I'm going to let that go for a minute. Make sure you guys can see it. Hard boil. So these Coolin's box stoves were meant to be used with the little wick canisters, like the can with the lid on it like this. That's a nice hard boil there. So I tried those, and man, I couldn't even make water boil with them. So that's kind of what got me into making my own little stoves. So that's definitely a hard boil. Looks great. I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna move this stove over to here. Out of the way for a sec. And let's get pouring. Now remember how we measured out how much water. So that makes it so I don't have to worry about overfilling this cup. And it makes it so I don't have to keep lifting the silicone pour over device off there to see how full my cup is. Uh-oh, I don't want that. Stand up. That top lip of filter rolls below the top of the water line. I'm going to end up with a cup full of coffee grounds. I don't want that. There we go. That's pretty much it for that. And there she goes. There we go. Coffee time. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I'm just going to let that stove burn itself out. I'm just going to sit here and relax and try my coffee. It's nice and hot. It's nice and strong, too. Today I've got good old Folgers in my cup. Folgers Intensely Dark. Because it's what was on sale. Yeah. Man, the sun keeps coming out in between the clouds and throwing rays of sunlight down to the forest floor. It's gorgeous. What an excellent thing to be doing on a Sunday afternoon. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I wish I could describe it. There's a close up look of the hammock chair, crafted out of an old pair of coveralls. My poles, I think, a little bit longer, and then my back would be resting right on the hammock, on the leg itself. All in all, though, I'm pretty tickled with this chair. Ooh, he's making noises. Let me reposition him a little bit. There we go. My crossbeam just slid a little bit, that's all. This is what I'm looking at when I'm sitting in my chair. You can see the stream down there. It's really nice. Well, there we go. Coffee's almost gone. getting on 5 o'clock. So I got everything already put away into my pack except for my coffee cup and my coverall leg hammock chair. It's really comfy. I could definitely pull some hours in this chair. Got no soreness coming on from sitting in it. It's just nice. Love it when a plan comes together. Love it when I don't have to spend any money to get the thing that I want. I don't care what it looks like, as long as it's functional. It's all that matters to me. And I gotta say, this here coverall leg, it's functional. Just had to cut 3 sticks, lean against a tree. There we go. Well, let's tidy up our last bit of business and get this chair put away. Put my mug in the pack. And then we'll head into the setting sun. West is the way back to the car. Beautiful. I don't think this chair's... Well, if I went head down forward, I could probably catch a few Z's in this chair. Oh, another thing worth mentioning. No bugs, man. Out here in a t-shirt. It's mid-September. No bugs at all. That's good. That's good. From here on out, there's no more mosquitoes. No deer flies, no mosquitoes, nothing. It's perfect. Okay. I'm just being lazy now. I'm really enjoying this chair. Let's tidy up our last bit of business and get heading for home. Now, to take my chair down shouldn't be too much trouble at all. I just remove the bottom stick. Now this here part, this is where I kind of tied it all together. Oh yeah, I used, I'm forgetting what I did. I did half hitches to get this onto here. Once I get this off, this is going to come apart pretty easily. There we go. So there's my hammock chair. This here I've got to hold it together once I fold it up. I'm not going to leave that paracord on the on those 2 poles either. That'll be coming home with me. So now I can just fold him up. Give him a nice tight roll. Very well. And the paracord that I used to hang them, I can use to pack them. Got a loop here in one end. Let's get that over there. And just a few wraps. Just tuck that under and he's ready for the pack. Perfect little hammock chair. DIY. That's my cup can go in there too now. That is what I would kind of think is manifesting your reality. Just because It started as just an idea in my brain, right? I don't know where the idea came from. I put some time into figuring out where ideas and thoughts come from, and I don't think anybody knows. So I always remember that when I have an idea. I don't know where that came from, so why not do it? If it excites me, I go do it. So that was definitely an idea that excited me when I thought about it. It was one of those, I think that'll work, let's do it. And believe me, I am absolutely tickled that it did work. There we go. Now I'm just going to leave those 2 poles here for next time. They were already down in dead wood. I did not cut trees for those 2 poles. Not living trees, anyway. There we go. All right, looking good. Okay, there we go. That's a wrap. That was a really spectacular afternoon in the woods. Here in Nova Scotia, we were supposed to have a hurricane yesterday. That didn't quite play out. So we had turned into a lovely Sunday here today. So out into the woods I came. We saw some mushrooms. Pretty sure that one at the first was Hericium species. That would be part of like the lion's mane family. That's really, really cool to see that. We got to have supper on the Coolan's box stove using my beer can stove, my beer can methyl hydrate stove as a, as a, as a stove for cooking on. That was really good. I mean, I know it wasn't the best thing to boil steak and vegetables in garlic butter, but it tasted really good. So can't say it was bad. Had a lovely coffee and a lovely bit of time relaxing in my new hammock chair that I made out of a leg of a pair of coveralls. Super happy with that and how that worked out. So I'm going to head west into the setting sun. Down the hill we go. I've had a beautiful afternoon in the woods. Super grateful. Super grateful for the experience. It's lovely in here. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll come check out the next one. And I want you to remember, you'll never find anything if you don't go look. Bye for now. Oh, and if you could tell the others, I would appreciate it. Bye for now. There we go. Everything I brought in is coming home with me. Nothing left behind but 3 poles.